What's good, y'all? We got Florida man sentenced to 999 years in prison for killing his own grandparents. Shout out to end of sentence. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. Let's see what it's hitting for.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on a Florida man that was sentenced to 999 years for killing his grandparents.
A teenager's in jail after a family says he shot and killed his grandparents over a family feud. Family members tell us Unita Hardy and Gregory Merritt were in their early 60s. A family friend was also killed in all of this.
His thoughts, his actions, his words. Those three things prove to you, in this case, beyond a reasonable doubt, that this defendant committed 3 counts of premeditated murder.
His statement to the police is credible because it is literally corroborated by all the other evidence in this case. And that is the same statement in which he confesses to 3 counts of murder.
First on my list to see is Jadarius Jones.
How you doing?
Okay, are you Jadarius Jones?
Yes, sir.
All right, I have read the arrest and booking report. I do find there to be probable cause for the 4 charges against you. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Mr. Jones, you've been charged with 3 separate counts of second-degree murder. You've also been charged with a separate count of armed robbery. You will be held without bond on all 4 of those charges.
It was January 15th, 2023. At 12:30 in the afternoon, Jacksonville sheriffs responded to a home in reference to a shooting. Arriving on scene, officers discovered 44-year-old Luther Williams laying in the front yard with multiple gunshot wounds. Officers quickly conducted a security sweep of the residence, finding 2 additional victims in a back bedroom, 58-year-old Unita Hardy and 63-year-old Gregory Merritt. They were both unresponsive with multiple gunshot wounds. All 3 victims would die at the scene as detectives arrived to begin the triple homicide investigation. A search warrant was obtained, the crime scene was processed, and multiple 9mm shell casings would be found inside and outside the home by all 3 victims. It was determined all 3 met a violent demise, standing only feet away from their killer. A nearby neighbor, now witness, would tell detectives she observed an 18-year-old named Jadarius Jones arrive at the victim's home in a black Toyota Camry.
With Apartments.com capturing the hearts of hundreds of millions of renters, everybody wants the secret to our success, but
Enter the home wearing a fanny pack satchel, and once inside was confronted by male acquaintances who were already in the home. The confrontation stemmed from an incident they found out Jadarius was involved in, and a physical fight broke out. Jadarius was seen running from the home on foot. Officers would observe a male matching the description of Jadarius at a home not far from the murder scene. He'd be detained by officers, identified as the suspect, and transported for an interview with detectives. A search of the home would reveal a fanny pack style satchel described by the witness. Inside was a wallet belonging to the victim found in the front yard. Speaking with Jadarius, the detective would read him his constitutional rights, and Jadarius would acknowledge he understood all of his rights and signed the form. Post Miranda, Jadarius would confess to shooting and killing all 3 victims. But these weren't just random people. Unita and Gregory were his own grandparents. The 18-year-old would be charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder, armed robbery with a firearm, and theft of a motor vehicle for stealing the victim's Toyota after the murder. The vehicle would be found in front of the home he was found at. Jadarius would sit inside of the Duval County Jail for over 2 years before finding himself guilty as fuck at trial. Now 20 years old, Jadarius would receive a jaw-dropping 999 years for the triple murder that ended his grandparents' life. In all reality, he'd be sentenced to life for each murder, with the sentences running concurrent, but on the court site it would say 999 years, 99 months, and 99 days. For those that have never been to prison, within the dorms are call-out sheets that would list inmate names, Department of Corrections numbers, as well as their release dates. And for the inmates with a life sentence, the year of release would just say 9999. Now these numbers almost seem make-believe, but for 20-year-old Jadarius, they are very real.
So what did he even do this for? Did I miss it, bro? What he just said it was like something they had got into it. What did he steal?
He's lucky enough to live the next 60 years. He'll have spent it within the 4 regions of
Or his armed robbery the car.
Department of Corrections. It doesn't matter which part of the state he wakes up in. That Florida sun will shine every morning off the barbed wire fences. And the day he doesn't wake up, he'll be collected from his cell, body bagged, sent home if he has any living relatives, or he'll be buried at the prison. But that Florida sun will keep on shining. And this is the reality of life in Florida State Prison. Another statistic and another example for those watching of what your life could be if you make the wrong decisions. Now, there was a lot of information missing from this case that I wasn't able to find in the courts. Apparently, Jadarius was rumored of having committed a shooting. That, I guess, is the reason he was confronted inside of his grandparents' home. Now, I don't know if this was an attempt of like hood justice. Like, we heard he did something, so we're gonna come over here and beat him up to teach him a lesson, and his grandparents allowed it. And then Jadarius snapped and ended up killing his grandparents and another man. We don't know the details. All we know is an 18-year-old turned that gun on his grandparents and a third man that was killed in the front yard. Then he admitted it to the police. Done deal.
Nigga, who's the third man? Bro, I might be missing
happened in
shit.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville has been the murder capital of Florida for a long ass fucking time. A lot of drill rappers, you know, the Florida drill scene that started in Jacksonville. The courts aren't gonna play that shit. When I was in the Florida prison system, most of the jits that I met that came from Jacksonville had 10 years or better. And they were all in there for some type of a gun crime, whether it was shootings, whatever the fuck, murders, attempted murders.
Cooking y'all
That's just how
niggas,
they're
man.
rocking over
That nigga Glock 9 was locked up for a good. Is Glock 9 still locked up?
But for Jadarius, I don't see him being granted an appeal for a triple murder like this.
Nah.
And based on where the shell casings landed, they were able to prove, you know, through analyzing the crime scene, that he was firing from close range. He was right in front of them when he gunned them down.
So basically, what you said, what might have happened was. So why did he even go over there in the first place? Is that where he lives? He lives with his grandparents, right? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He went over there, and the grandparents heard that he got in a shootout or something, and so they tried to come give him hood justice. And so that's why the dude pulled up, and then he, that didn't make no sense to me, bro.
From close range. He was right in front of
I don't be paying all the way attention to every single fucking detail though, bro, in any video. So I do be missing shit, but that didn't make no sense.
Down. He knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't play crazy. He didn't go the insane route. He admitted to it for whatever reason. Signed off on his life, basically just ate a fucking
nigga
life
clocked
sentence.
out.
Now he's gone. He's in prison. And living that day by day from 20 years old to whenever he's no longer breathing, that's no life to live. If you've been in there, you know that. And it's sad because I've gone on the Florida Department of Corrections website and just looked up some of the people that I knew, especially some of the ones that I met that had life sentences. A couple of them have committed suicide because they weren't able to just keep doing it every day.
Well, for some people, getting a life sentence is suicide for them, bro. And then they end up actually killing themselves in prison after a while. You know what I'm saying?
It's repetition. It's the same thing. Nothing changes. A lot of people don't realize out here you have so much freedom to the point that
Yeah.
you don't see what you have until it's gone. When you're in there, all you can do is wear.
It's crazy, bro. You could be locked up for all these years, and then the day you're set free, you just can do whatever you want, almost. It's like, damn, all they had to do was just let me out this cage and walk 10 feet out the door.
They're blue. The same blues everybody else has. His might be a little bit nicer than yours, a little bit newer because he paid money for it, but all you wear is blue. All the COs wear is brown. Those are the only colors you're seeing year after year after year. You know what I mean? You're used to the fucking heat because if you're not in one of the newer dorms, you're in the old school Florida prison dorms where there's just holes in the windows and there's no AC. It's hot as fuck. The rain gets into the dorm.
Humid.
Living that day by day for the next 40, 50, 60 fucking years is no life to live. And I wish that the Florida...
Bro, that nigga looking at 70, nigga. He only 18. Well, he's 20 now. Yeah. Well, we can assume he can probably live about 80. Niggas, is lifers making it to 80, bro? Like healthy ones?
Department of Corrections would let people like myself in with a camera to show y'all the realities, to keep y'all from making the decisions that leave you in there.
Oh, there's plenty of examples. People gonna keep doing shit to go to jail. That's never gonna stop, bro. It all comes down to mindset and what you want and circumstances, bro.
A lot of people say, oh, how did you get through prison? How did you do so much confinement time? I didn't have a choice. I had to. Now he doesn't have a choice until he dies. But hey, it's 1090J. I hope y'all get the fucking message. I'm rocking with y'all.
It's tough, bro. My my best friend, brother. You know what I'm saying? We've been best friends since 6, 7, 8 years old, since, first grade, bro. His brother caught a life sentence at like 17, 18 years old, bro. And he just came home after an appeal a couple years ago, man. About 2 years ago now. And bro got locked up in like 2008, 2009, bro. 2010, something like that. It's been a minute. Bro did about 10, did every bit of 10. Prison, federal prison. Because bro was Indian. If you're Indian, bro, you go to the feds.
Rocking with me. Till next time.
I'm glad bro's home, though, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, man. If you made it to the end of this video, you bored, check out this video to the left or check out my music to the right. Just drop some new shit on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit up out yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all in the next one, and I'm gone. TYP tonight.